Anybody? If you
We
don't
can hear you.
say nobody, the guy and their girlfriend. Huh?
We can hear you, sir. I don't know. I don't know what you mean
Nobody
by
will be able to
anybody.
figure it out because most of you don't. All
Okay.
right, now this is it. This is actually the problem we have. So let's come back to here. And we have this deleted. Now, okay, it was actually deleted, right? Okay, now the problem that we're having, very honest, is this. Now, and that problem is, I think this was down here. Let me show you. I'll add was done before this month, and that when we try to delete, we have an error. I have to quickly look at what was the problem. I didn't during class, so I have to quickly look at what is the problem and then fix it. So let's quickly go back and add a record in our database because we already deleted django. Respect yourself this night. So let it go. So let me create students. Yeah. So very soon we'll start doing this in on our view. So don't let me create like 3. We'll start doing all this in on our own view. Create another one. Do that. So let's try this. That works. Um, I have to be honest with you. Well, actually, this was the issue, but and also we are using post, right, instead of get. But however, let's remove all this and do it the proper way. Let's remove all this. I like using class instead of function. Base view. Don't know why this is hanging. Don't know. All right. So let's do it the proper way. So we want to create a class-based view. Are you there? Is it the guy or who? And our girlfriend? You know, mute yourself now. I want to be hearing people's voice. So the class will be very interesting. Yeah, your girlfriend.
We can hear you.
Huh? All right. Okay. So we are going to quickly do that. So what we are going to do is simple. I'm going to use a class-based view. Of course, delete view. Um, delete view, and then pass in a view as a inherited class. Then of course we are going to use define get. We are going to use get here, which we are going to pass in self, and then we'll pass in what? Yeah? Come, men on the talk. We'll pass in what? Request, right?
Yes,
Request,
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
So now, because what we are deleting here is the student, right? Is the student that we are deleting. So we are going to filter the student, and because we need to get the student, what I would like to pass in like slug here, slugs, right? Then it can be ID, it can be anything, but I want just passing slug. So to tell you that you don't necessarily need to use ID or PK here. Do you understand? You can use
Yes.
anything as well as you can use anything as long as it's getting a particular specific ID. In fact, it's unique. So um the slug here is going to be unique. So here we're going to have students. So in that student, I'm going to call the get uh elements by 4 or 4 or 4. So what this is actually doing is that if eventually the ID that the user click is not on our database, it will just return 4 or 4 error than crashing our code. So you can check it out, try it out. So here we are going to pass in. So inside here we're going to pass in the model, which is the student, right? Student model. Then inside the student model, we put comma. We are going to pass in Slack. So this Slack now, that's actually coming from our database, not Slacks. So our own here is Slack. Now let's check our database and see. So come to our database here, you can see that we have what this Slack. So we actually calling what this particular Slack and compare it to the one that is on the browser, which is equal to what? Slugs S, right? So now we are going to call a function, a method called delete in Python. It has it dot what? Delete. Can see it here. So if that had been deleted, we can either redirect on the home page or we can send a message, delete successful, right? So now we are not working with Django message yet. So let me return HTTPS, which we are going to work later. We're also going to update our code. Um, um, HTTPS, we can say deleted user, right? So let's create um, our view. So we come to view here. We're going to import from view, right? Import what? Deleted. Now the reason why I'm importing view is because inside this my model, I have it already, right? So I just need to use dot view and then to get this um, from view import what model. Let's have dot.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to create part. So let me just copy this. No need to create a part because I already have the part here. Copy this. Then inside I'm going to have a slug, and then this is actually a slug that I can use to convert slug to slug, right? So this is slug. If you change this into another thing, you're going to have an error. If you put it to X, you're going to have an error. If you put it to anything, so we have slugs. So these slugs, where are we actually getting these slugs from? Is in our view. So we are going to check in our view what our URL rather. What slugs are we having? So let's check. So we're having slugs. So we need to change the second one to X, right? Because this slug here has to be what we are getting. And so I'm going to pass in something here. Like say delete. Hmm? Delete slash. Then passing what? Slugs here.
So,
So this is done. If you go back to So if we go back to reload, of course, we are going to have an issue. It's telling us that the user model delete is not what is not found. So when we scroll down that beneath, you notice that this is where the error is actually coming from.
Okay.
And of course, the error is that we are using this wrong URL.
Exactly.
Of course, we are using PK instead of Slack, right? So we are going to do that. Uh, that is on HTML 106, right? So
Yes, sir.
we also need to change this from profiles to a different thing. Delete. So right. Then we have to come in to the HTML number 100. Okay, so this is where we have our delete. So inside the URL, we are going to remove this and replace it to what? To delete.
Delete.
And then replace it to Slack. Let's confirm what we have on our database. Slack. All right.
Uh,
All right. So this we are good, right? We are good. We pass in the delete. You can see it here. So with this we are good. According to Igbo people. All right. Let's reload.
Still complaining.
No worry. It's not. It does not. See reloading. Let's check our program. So let's start our Django. Trying to start my Django. It think they bring stubborn head. Like say, I did Django something. Give me stubborn head. Don't want to restart. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let's enter. Okay. We are still having another error. Don't know why this is cracking. So let's check here. See, blah 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 blah. Name pattern view model. It's not now. We're not having this thing again. Now user model again. We are remove it now. So we're not gonna having that. Or maybe we added it. We have it here again. Let's search for it.
Search.
User
Okay,
uh, model.
user dev.
User there. Yeah. Okay. I think okay. We're having it on the view. Oh, just so let's put the view, which is a profile, the slug. Think that was when we are doing testing. Okay, slug. All right. Think that will help. So let's try to view the motherfucker. All right. So we have the view here, or you can view everything, which we are done. So we have the delete, right? So when you delete, we're having detailed view get unexpected keyword slugs. So we have to check and know where the error is coming from. So detailed view get unexpected keyword slugs. All right. Um. So let's go and
Are we supposed to add S to it? The other ones didn't add S. Check.
uh, regardless, you can choose to have X.
S at the end.
Yes. So let's check. Let's check when getting unexpected keyword. So let's quickly check that. Um, Student view details. That should be here. Yes. Logs. Um, okay. Logs. Uh-huh. This is good. So let's check the model, the view. Uh, okay. I think this is where they're having error. Have you seen the error? So logs. The name we use is wrong, right? Hmm? Have you seen it? So let's replace it with the name. Slugs. Right. That's the name. Is it the same thing with
Yes,
the
sir.
previous one? It's not the same now. SLG slug, right? Let's confirm if it's something with it's something Nabi.
Yes,
Huh?
sir. It's the same.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's something.
okay. Everything is nice, everything is good. So let's um all right, this is good here. Slugs. Okay, I think let's check the HTML. Okay. Let's check the delete as well. View, edit, and delete. All right, everything is good. So where the unexpected keyword is coming from is where I can't tell. So let's check. We are getting this slug. I see here delete underscore skyline blah 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 blah. If you get unexpected keywords, slugs, get unexpected keywords slugs.
Let's scroll down and see the line of the code that the thing is affected.
No, it's not specific. It's
Mm.
not specific. So unexpected keywords slugs. I don't know what's
So
here.
looking at the pathway, it's showing you go to student, your student home, then student data view. That's where you have the error.
Where is it? Okay,
Where
Detail,
you have
not
student,
data. Detail.
yes, there, yes.
student data's view. Okay. Data's view. Oh, we're having this in on a different this thing. Okay, all right. That should be on. Okay, this is not student. This is delete. All right. That should be on home. Yes, I think that's where the error is coming from. So there's no.
You put an S,
Put on what? X. Let's check the view.
S.
Let's check the view. And if you don't have S,
Shouldn't it be slug equals to slugs?
no. So let's try into this one. Let's take this one up a little bit above this. Let's take this one up first. So, all right, because everything is fine.
Sir, hold on. Check the view you are passing. The view you are passing there
Okay.
for that part.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Delete view.
Yeah, the view, yeah. So we need to pass in the delete view. All right. It's quite unfortunate. Me, I'm even tired that I can't see it. Okay, we need to pass in the view because you're actually calling this in the name of place of this with the this. So you're calling this view set of this. What's happening? Okay. I think that is the reason why we're having that issue. All right. So everything is nice. Okay. We get that deleted, of course, deleted. So we'll see next time how we can delete it to return to this page. Without return to this page back. To do it is very simple. We can come here, home view. Let's get the name of this and then come to view. Instead of putting redirect response, can can put redirect. They will pass in the name, and this can take us to home page without noticing a reload. So if you click on this and then when you delete, it will delete and say uh let's check if that is still there. Okay, we don't no longer have it. So let's come here and create. Uh, okay, so let's reload again. All right, delete. Reverse not found. It's not a valid function. Okay, let's see that redirect. It's not redirecting. So let's check that out. Uh-huh. So why is it not redirecting? Say not a valid function name. Not a valid function name. That was supposed to be home view. So why is it telling us not a valid function name? So let's check it out again. Return redirect. So let's break this and restart it again. Because I don't understand why it's not redirecting. It's deleting, but it's not redirecting. Okay, it's redirecting now. It's working. So probably we need to reset our server. All right. Let's add like one more. Another one more. Already exists. Okay. Let's try. And then boom, we have it. And see we have it here. Boom, we have it all. So the page will not reload like that. It will be very fast. We're redirecting to the same page, right? So that is how you can delete. Any question before we move into cracks? So any question? This crate is hiding from us.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Looking at how this delete is being taught, I feel it is kind of not clear because the way we're looking for errors here and there, how I wish you can just run it through all over again so that we can get a clearer understanding. Thank you very much.
Okay. So let me run it through again. But I'm not going to code again. Let me just run it through. So here we created a function called the class rather delete view passing generic view. So here we define a get. Inside get we passing self, passing request, and passing slacks. In this slack, the reason why I passing slack because you can also pass an ID. It all depends on your vibes, how you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Then here we will have students. So what we did here was to pass in get object 404. Now the reason why we are doing this is because for eventually a user try to delete an ID that does not exist, what will happen is for our code to crash. But we don't want our code to crash, but we want to pass in what? For what? Error. Then inside the 404 error, we pass in the model, which is the student
Class.
model or the model that we want to delete. Then because we are using slug here, then you call the slug from the database, the instance of the class. So which is this, right? And passing equals to the slug that we have here. And passing equals to the slugs that they have here. Always know that this particular slug must come directly from the database. So it's not something you can use anything you like, or your girlfriend name, or your side chick, or your wife. Uh-huh. Can't use it. You must follow the database. So here we are deleting that user. So whenever user click on this URL that we have here, right? Click on this URL. What actually going to happen is that this code will be executed, right? Will be executed immediately. Then furthermore, we have a delete here. So inside that delete, because the reason why we're having it is we don't want this man to conflict because we have slug here, so that we'll not have what conflicting interest. So that's why we have to name this one what delete. Inside here we're having slug. You can't give this name any name. No, you must give it just like you want to convert to integer. You are giving the conversion to integer a different name, right? No. So if you in this way, if you are using pk, you need to use either integer or a string, right? It all depends on your vibes. Then here we call the slacks, which is the slack that we have here. It must be. Then we call the view, yeah, and then we pass in a name. Now let's move to templates. In templates, what it did that because we're already looping through, right? When you come here now, notice that we're already looping through this. You can see for students and in students, right? We're already looping and we're having access to each student, right? And that each student have both Slack, both ID, and whatnot, anything you can think of. So we say, okay, each of these students down to delete, we call the URL, which is the delete. What the delete does is that whenever I call this delete, it's going to execute the code that we have in this class, right? Then that's how I have this name for. And then we also have this each student the slug. So each student is looping through all the each student, like I told you, all the each student, and then getting the slug from the database, which is what we are using. So if you use that click on that, this man will be deleted. So I think that is an overview of deleting class. You can also do it as a function. All depends on what works for you. So that clear? Is that clear? I don't want to talk. I don't mind.
Answer.
Huh?
We are waiting for who asked the question to reply.
So I know you like the respond to question. I do here now they talk all this in free. The guy don't go they do something with his
It's
girlfriend.
okay. I got it right too.
You are doing
I'm
thing with your
here, sir.
girlfriend now, village thing. Problem. No, you should enjoy yourself. By the next time. Next time I know we explain language. Right. To fire that. Okay. What we are going to do next is correct, but we have a problem there. If there's no records, there's no way to add records. So there's no way to add records here. If there's no record. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. If students, so inside this if student, we need to bring this man up. Are you getting me? Outside the if student. So let's bring it up. So that we can have access to that.
Out.
Okay. You can see what we have here. So we are going to work on some of these things. We're going to work some of these things. Let's work on the HTML form first. Then, if that has been done, we can then start working on others. So, but what I want to do first, um, should we create everything at once? Like what I mean, we should create everything at once. Should we create uh this and this and this at once as we are creating the cohorts? Hmm? Should we create it at once?
Yes,
Huh?
yes.
Okay. Like add member on the cohorts, and or should we
The
just create
hardware
a student
while
and then we can
students
do
are not
update?
on.
We can do update later. Within update, we can add all those. What do you think? What approach? Or should create
Okay,
everything? Yeah, because
let's read the student and do update later.
okay, let's create everything like this here.
We
Let's
should
create
create student
everything, both
first, then we
cohort,
can
both
update later.
pictures and everything. I'll just create the student and then later we add cohort and student.
Yes, let's create the student first. Then later we can update the rest.
Okay. Um, that is no problem. So the profile has to be created as we're creating the student so that we can, because we can update. Or probably can think of how to figure that out. No. So let's okay, let me show you how to create all. Mhm. And then we'll do two. Show you how to create all, create few. Then as we create that few, we can also learn how to create all. Because in a normal this thing, adding students, you want to be ask student everything. You not ask student letter, you don't add cohorts. That is stress. You understand? But however, as we are learning, we will use both modalities and work towards to see how we can expand it. Um, Okay. So what we are going to do, um, we are going to create, but before we create, we need to set up our HTML template first. Template, template. You know what I'm saying? Please. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go to the HTML first and set up everything that we need. I like removing a lot of things so that I can have my space. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things so that I can have my space. All right. So I'm not using HTML here. I will just quickly do copy and paste. Okay. However, let me just do it. Okay. I think this is what we have here. So here we have a form. A form here. Can see the form here. Can see the form. This is a form. It has an action submit. I don't know where this submit is going for. Let's get rid of this. We will work on it later. So what I'm going to do here is to, first of all, I'm going to call the first name first. So I'm getting rid of this motherfucker. The first name, then the name here going to be the first name, not full name, first name. Then yeah, I'm going to check the name, first name. Please be mindful of this name because this name is what we are going to use, right, on our database. Okay. I don't want it to be much. Let's just create the student first. Then later we can add every other thing. So for the students, I think we should have let's check it out. Model for the student we should have username, right? Username, right? Respond now. Username. So here we have name, username, enter username, or oh, enter first name. Okay. So what again do we need in the model? Last name. So I'm going to copy this and duplicate. Um, last name, last name. So don't need this. So I'm going to just comment on this one because we'll be needing it later. So what next again? The date. I'm going to we'll have date here. Date join. No, we don't need it. Student type. We also need the student type, right? We need the student type, which are actually coming from database, right? Please respond now. One of the make this crowd is with me now. It's happening here now. So,
New student type. No.
so the student type, I'm going to use this as the student type. Let me see, keep it pending. So because student type is then the date. I'm going to go to comment on the date because I'm going to be needing that letter. The rating, do you have rating here? No rating. So we are going to get rid of rating.
It's done.
Then we can say create art. Yeah, art student. Okay, let me also add student type. Then comment on it. So yeah, I can say student type, student type, or student rank. Yeah, let me say rank
Or row.
or rule, any of them.
Row.
Rank or rule. So inside this place, name, I can say rule, right? Or rank, any name you like. So yeah, I'll just leave this. Remember, this is actually coming from our database. So we come here and see that we have it. So we need to learn how to get this map directly from our database, right? And then use it. So let's check that out. You can see what we have here. Add student, name, last name, username, and what? And rank. So this is like what we have in our database. We have other things, but other things are auto-generated. Like slug is auto-generated. First name, second name, status is also auto-generated. Then type student type is the date. So apparently that is all for students. So if you want to also create information like profile at once, that means you need to add more fields. But however, let's do what we have at the moment. So we've been able to, I want you to know that we've been able to get all this information. Now, remember this HTML is the front end. It has nothing to do with the back end. So the question you need to ask, how do we communicate from the front end to the back end? And it becomes more problematic when you are using model, because this model now usually you can just say render, right? You can render the form on the
Hello, that guy, can mute your mic.
what?
Oh, this thing is disturbing.
What's my
Please.
Yeah, God bless you. You can just go render directly on the what's it called? You can go render directly on your HTML, right? But in this case, it's not like that. We are working on a different templates, right? How do we do that? Now, I want you to note this approach is totally different from the approach when you are rendering directly on the HTML. Let's say when you have your HTML serialization, HTML separate page. It's totally different. It's not the same pattern. So this approach, we are going to look for a way to give you the same approach, but however, during the user registration, so you can see a different approach when you are using modal and when you are using normal HTML. But for us to be able to get this information here, the user is typing here, we are going to use name, right? If we come here, we are seeing this name. Sorry, this name, those name information. You can also see some of them here. Any mistake you make here, you are still going to crash, but however, we'll fix it. So let who decide to create, or I can use view. Let me check if okay, my view, I don't have much code, so let me use it down here. So I can say class add the underscore what students, right? Students. So here I'm going to pass in view, and inside this view I'm going to get um how is it? What happened? Huh? Okay. So I'm going to get a post request because it's a post. Remember, it's a post request, not a get. So define um post because we are actually sending something on database. We are not getting. So when you are deleting, you are getting, right? You get and you delete, right? But when you are sending something on the database, you are submitting something on the database, it becomes a post request. But when you are deleting, it becomes a get word request because you are getting an ID to delete, right? Please let's take that cognizant. So post, um, this has to be post because you are using class. You can't do if request.get equals to post. No, no, no. Or request the method equals to post. So I'm putting save here, then passing request because we are using it in the browser. So inside here, I am going to call the user name, which will be equals to. There are two ways of doing this. I'm going to show you the first and the second way, right? Now, to be able to get this man here, this name, last name, and first name, so you are going to use request dot post, right? Request dot post. We have request dot get the post, but I'm going to show you the difference, right? So we'll do both. So we'll come here, request dot. So call this request because it's actually coming from the browser. Request dot what? Post. And you put this. So inside the request dot post, what the code means is that whatever the request dot post, if the request dot post, if the user submits something, right? If the user submit, get the name, which is this name that is here. So let's get the name for the username. For the username is what? User. Could just copy and paste here. So the next one is we can get first name equals to request dot post. So let me check the name. So I just copy, give the paste, last name, name which is equals to, then confirm before we write um last name. So for this, remember it's many, so we are going to have what? The row only. Then we'll have something like row equals to first dot
So,
post.
so,
Chidima,
sir,
where you there now? I don't miss your voice. Wetin dey happen?
I did.
Huh? Dey above friend
I
house.
didn't know.
Dey above friend house. Dey the guy house. You know dey talk.
I did the guy house.
Ah, no wonder. Unmute yourself. Man, dey hear your lovely voice. All right. So let's confirm if that is all. Is that all? Username, last name, first name. Okay. Apparently that is all, right? So Now, this is actually what we are working with. So after you have gotten all these names, the next thing is to update them on the database. But we need to do one thing. When they come here, how do we know that this is actually communicating to us? We can say if the request.post, then let's do something. If it's coming here, let's just print something, right? To make sure that our we can say it is getting here, right? So we want to check if the request was post. So when the user click on submit, right? So let's go back to our HTML front end. So let me reload here and then click on submit. Of course, first of all, we have an issue. So what's the issue? The issue that I'm having here is because they are saying that we are not allowed to submit this information. Now, if you come here, they said we should add what? CSRF token. Though this CSRF token will stand for cross-site resource, blah blah blah. It's actually the security method that you need to use in Django whenever you are submitting a post request to avoid getting DOS attack or getting avoid submitting any virus or malware that will attack your site. So it's also important that you add this CRS token, which is also a Python template tags. You can Google it and see a Python template tag. You must use it. You don't have a choice. So we need to use it. So whenever I see this error, that's what it means. So what we are going to do is we'll come here and go to HTML. Then under beneath here for this form, after this form, then paste this here. Right, sorry. Let's go and copy it. Right, let's go and just copy it instead of typing. So I'm copying this CSRF token at the time at the Django tag. So this is it. So let's go and reload. This can solve that puzzle that we are having. All right, let's go and reload and submit. So now if we submit, we are having what? An error. And what error are we having? They are saying it's not what? Allowed, right? It is not allowed. And now this is the error we are having. And why are we having is not allowed? Of course, it's not allowed. There is nowhere we are communicating from this man, right, to our Django. So we need to create a URL. Then we will create that URL. Chidima, can you hear me? Chijibeke.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Network off.
So when you create a URL, then we are going to point that URL to this particular form. We are going to point it to this particular form because we are not rendering anything now. So let's go back and come to URL under this slash add the student. So I'm going to copy this man here under beneath first. So yeah, I'm going to say add, right, or anything at all. Then I'm going to call the add student ecosystem. Okay, let me there's a problem.
The alignment.
It doesn't need
Line
alignment.
level.
It doesn't need alignment. Even they can take it here. Doesn't matter. So comma
Come on, the back. Come.
add student. So dot as, let me put comma here so that you dot as view. So yeah, I'm going to say add underscore student. All right. So let's see. keep it cool. All right. So this is actually what we have. And if you come to profile and you put this underscore add, it's actually a post request, right? It's actually a post request. We are going to have this error, this error. So to fix this, going to be a very simple something. So let's go back to our templates and do all the finishing work there, because it's a post request, and for us to be able to work on post request, we need to do up a finishing tags. So let's finish up what we started. So now when we come here, you are going to see a place called action, right? And scroll down, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. So this is actually action. So in this action, I'm going to pass in the URL, right, of that create form, which is this URL of this man. Because whenever you submit, it's going to call this URL, right? So you're going to call this URL whenever you submit. This URL are going to call. Then why this man is going to call this man and execute this action. Do we understand? So I repeat, when they come to here, you see that we have action. So this action, whenever, okay, let's say for instance now, let's say facebook.com, right? That's our action. So when they come to this here, uh, come here and submit an action, you can see, look at what it's taking us. You can see taking us to this place, facebook.com, right? You can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Yes, sir.
want it to call the create view function, which is this function that is here. So because it has a view, so I need to call the view. So we need to do that, call the URL. So we can get rid of, here we have URL. So inside this URL, we are going to pass in what? This. Do we understand? Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So let's get down. So moving here. So this URL now, when you come here and click on submit, you can see, let's see what we have here. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? We're having not allowed. Okay. Not allowed. Let's bring this man up. We need to bring this man up here. Let it be here. Very important. Please always make sure that this man is above this, because without that, you are still going to get not allowed. Always make sure this man is above this man, right? Above these two. Without that, you
Slug.
get an error. So let's try again. Um, so let's submit and then hit submit. Now we are now getting what? A different error. And then not only getting a different error, you can come up here and see that at that our print, we have it here. Yes, we also have that print. Let me go up. Okay, we also have our print, but however, let's fix what we are having. So this error now that we are having, what it means is very simple. It means that this view, it means that we are not returning anything, right? So we are not returning what it said. In Django, it's not possible to call a view without returning something, a response. So let's return a response. But before this man, let's return what? A response. So HTTP what? Response. You can say create what? Created, right? So we are good. Can return anything at all that we want. So let's go back and this, then click on this and submit. You can see what we are getting, right? Then we come here. You can see that we have it is getting here. Have you seen it? So we can decide that, okay, immediately gets here, we want to create an account, right? We want to populate our student view. I don't know if you guys are with me. I don't know if I'm talking to myself.
Yes, sir.
But Chidima, you understand what I'm saying, Abi?
Mm.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
We
Yeah?
said
You
we
don't.
want to populate now. We want to start adding
But you
new users.
understand what I did now, Abi? How we
Wahala.
now. Yeah? So remember, I told you something. Look at this man. If you bring this man down here, you are going to have an error. So
Error, yes. Mm-hmm.
you are going to have an error because it is running this man before this man. So you need to know how to set up your URL in case you're having some error. Try to play around with our URL. So we come here now, try to submit this. You are going to get an error. Of course, um, error we're having is what? Not allowed, right? It's seen it as a get method. So you need to move this man, either bring this
Oh,
man under beneath or move this man above, right? Move this man above this two motherfucker. So for me, if I'm building a bigger project, yeah, my creates, like anything create, delete, this thing, will be in a different URL pattern. There's a way of distinguishing it, which we are going to learn, a different URL pattern. But however, I'm working on a small project. So let's stick with simplicity. All right. So now we are actually getting a feedback. You can see now we are communicating to our front end, right? Are we communicating to our front end? Of course we are.
Yeah.
You can see.
yes, sir.
You can see they are not communicating. You can see. Now this can serve as an endpoint. Can serve as what? An endpoint. Can see. You are not passing. You are not rendering anything. Are we rendering anything? There's nothing we are rendering to the template,
Mm-mm.
right?
No, sir.
So it has an
Yes, sir.
endpoint that we just created now. Now, for us to be able to communicate to our front end, if it's a form, we need to use the word, the action. Now, in some cases, like I explained earlier, it's not the same. Like if you are rendering the form directly without using a model. So if anytime you are using a model, either you are using the lead to, if it's a post function, you need to use what? An action. So when this action, when you submit, this action will now send this to the URL here. And what this URL now will now trigger this view and execute whatever that you have written here. You can see it's not magic. Do we understand the process? Do you
Yes,
Yes,
understand
we
yes.
the
do.
process? Any question? Anything that you are confused?
No.
Okay, so now if this has been done, so what I also want to check now is that I want to check that I am getting the right name, right? So let me come here now and say, let's say for instance, we have um let's go and put in the name, some information. So I'll feel like, okay, I want to print whatever that is coming out here to make sure that I'm getting something. So I'm teaching you how to debug, not only writing the code, but how to debug whenever you're having error, because I may not be having error here, but when you're doing it, you're going to have error. And the possible error that you're having is what I am showing you. So let me go and fill this information now. So let me print like print user, right? Print.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to print whatever the user is entering from the front end to make sure that I'm getting it so that I can, because if you can't get it, I know we can submit it on a database. I want you to note, it's good to do this for your own, um, for your own, what do I call it, sake, because it may have error. You may try to submit something in the database. It's not submitting. It is not working. So you need to make sure that the front end is actually, the backend is actually getting this
Copy.
field from the front end, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm doing this for the purpose of usually I want to go straight writing the code, most of debugging. So let's go and fill in some things. Oh, sorry. You can call me here for whatever. Okay, left field, Orisa, boom, boom. I will submit. So when you submit, now they are telling us are not defined. Yeah, we know. Let me restart this. Was an oversight. Okay.
You don't have it.
So the first name is Odisa, last name is Macaulay, um, Mono, and then exam. Then submit. So when they come here now, I can see that we are getting all the information, right? Are we seeing it? Now let me show you.
Yes, sir.
Let me show you error that you are going to have. When they come here, let's say in the where we have first name, let me use first name 2. Hmm? And then where we have last name, that means last name 3. I'm not going to do any updates here. I'll still leave it. But know that we are not getting the exact name, right? We're not getting it. Now, when you're not
Yes,
getting
sir.
the name, what error will you have? So let's go back and come here and then try to click on submit. Okay, sorry. I'll have to reload. Then try here and click on boom. You can see everything has changed, have you? The no longer name. The username say the main user, and then when it submits. Now look at what you are having. So when you have such issue, I get it. Multiple key error name. It means that the front end, the front back end cannot get this particular name, which is the name that you are passing here from the front end. Either this one is not correct, you are not using the correct one from here. You can see here that we have first name 2, right? Here we have last name 2. So now the reason why we are having the first name without having this one is because it goes in with first. It goes in this way. First, you run this code. If you run this one, but if there is no error, it will run this one. If there is no error, it will run this one. If there is no error, it will run gradually, process by process. Now you see that our code crashed on this because we are not having the name. Now that is what um, post dot request dot post does for you. So it helps you track the error. Now we are using request dot post dot get. It is totally different thing. It's not going to show you an error, and because it's actually very crazy. It will make you go mad. And I don't encourage you using it. But if you know, understand what you are doing. Like I use it a lot. Now, if we come here and say, okay, let's change this code. Let's just comment on all this code. Let's copy it and then comment on all this code. Let's create a new code here and paste this here, right? Now we
Use
come here
get.
now and put dot post dot what
Get.
dot get. Excuse me. Let me check that. All right. Let's go. So the post dot instead of using dot post, you use dot what dot get. Most of you may have seen it, right? But you don't know the difference. So yeah, sorry. I'm going to get rid of dot get, right? So instead of using class, you are using this username, right?
Square bracket.
No, you don't
Okay,
use
okay, 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 okay. Yes, yeah.
using square brackets.
No,
So dot get, so your square brackets,
rounded.
rounded bracket rather. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Then dot get. So I want to show you the difference. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Okay. Dot get rid of this, get rid of this. So now, this is it. Remember, some of it here are not correct, right? Of course, we have first name to last name. So let's go to the front and then try to get. All right. So submit. You can see it is created, right? Now, when you come here, you are getting none and none and none. Now, this has happened. If you create something and you go to your database, it is not there. And it's telling you created, right? Because it's telling you created. You can see it doesn't give us an error, but because we are printing it, it's telling us what? None. Which means it's not getting it. And prevention is saying created. It's created now, but it's not submitting on my database. It's created now, but it's not submitting. Not knowing that we are using this man. And this man does not track errors. It will skip any error that you're having in line with this man. So you have seen the difference. So the difference between these two is that one is actually getting it to crash your code whenever you notice that it's not getting the right name from the front end, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, why the other one will bypass those errors and just create the account? Even if it's getting anything, no, it's not getting anything, it's just put in empty string for you there. And this will, as a beginner, as somebody who is still developing, it make it crazy. Oh, it is creating, but it's not submitting on my database. Why now? What is happening? So that will help you solve a lot of headache. So I hope you understand why I'm using the post and the post get.
Yes, sir.
That's only two methods in Python for post. In fact, in all programming languages. Either use post or use post.get. So you are posting and you are getting. When you don't get it, returns empty. Any question before we start creating?
No question.
I can still stick with this one if you want.
Fire on.
I can still stick with this one if you want.
Actually, I love using this one.
I love using it, but you don't do you but you are aware of this scenario?
Of course, yes.
Okay, that's perfect. That's fantastic. All right, let's stay with this one then. But we'll have to go and change this to one. But me, I have to be honest with you, I like using this one. Right. Okay. So let's try to submit again. If we're going to get any unknown, no.
Unknown gunmen.
Okay, let's check. We are getting everything, right? So, all right. So what we are going to do next is to create, right? All right. So, now we'll create. But before we create, I want us to do validation. We are not validating, right? I want us to validate our form so that user will not put anything. We can validate to decide that the username must be 8 characters, right?
Okay.
So tell us validation we are going to do. Give us idea of validation. Eh? Hmm?
You can use if statement now.
Eh?
You can use if statements.
I know. Now just tell us idea. Okay, we can say if not username, right? If the username is empty, then we can say return HTTPS.
We can just give error message now. Okay, we don't have message in our this thing.
So we can say username must be one name username field
Should not be empty.
is required. So username field is required. Then so we also need to check if the username exists, right? Because we don't want
Okay.
multiple user to have the same username, right?
Username.
So we also need to check that if the username does exist. So what we are going to do is that if the username field is not empty, we're also going to check if um, we are going to call, because it actually here that we are creating, we are going to call the user model, right? So the user, which is a student, right? Dot objects dot what filter, right? So in this
Yeah.
filter, we are going to
You are
paste
putting username.
the username, right? The username, which is this username that is here, which is the username that is here,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to say, make sure that whatever that is here is the same. Please always note that. So what is that man? So username, which is equals to this username. Hmm? So dot exists. Hmm? The word exists.
Mm-hmm.
Exist.
If then what we are going to do, we are going to return
HTTP response.
a response. Then let me copy this. I'm a lazy typer. So let me copy. Not like I don't write it too much code. Check out
Username already exists.
username
Already exists.
already uh taken.
Exists.
Right. Username already taken. So in that sense that this everything is okay, and then we are going to um create the username. So to create, I can say um you can either create, so let's create username. You can say create student, create student. So you need to do it at the top. Remember, code run this way. You run the first, no error. You run the second, no error. You run the third, no error. You run the fourth,
Line by line.
line by line, line by line. So you cannot create before validating. So take that cognizant. So let's
Oh,
create. We can call student dot object dot what creates, right?
Create.
We are going to also look at a lot of creates. Let me show you. We have a lot of creates here, which we are going to be looking at later. We have create and get, auto create, bulk create, create or get. We will not learn about create or get, which is also very important. Like if that is if sometime it happens when you want to check if the user have created, then get it and then update it at once. Or if you are not created, create it and get it as well. So you can see create and update, create and update. So we're going to be looking at all this as we move on to more elaborate. So to create, now what are we creating? Now, so let's come in here. I want you to come here and look at this field that are here. So in this field, now first of all, we're going to pass in this field, and then you call those variables. So here I'm gonna have username. So I'm creating username, right? Then let me put comma. Um, I have a model. Sorry, last name.
First name.
Uh, first name rather.
First name. Last name.
Yeah.
First name. Last
So
name.
first name, I'm going to add comma first.
Last
So
name.
we have I'm doing directly so that I will not go and do mistake. Yeah. Um, we're having having this, because you agree with me, these are not there. So this actually from your database. Please always know that this actually coming from what? From your database. So the last one is student type. Student type. Student type. So now remember this field, right? Now, if you want to update or add it to call what, you can see this field here, right? Then I have username. Let me pass username equals to user. So username is equals to what? Username, which is whatever the user have input here. Of course, you agree with me that we are getting something from here, right? So last name equals to first name. So equals to first name. You can see the one I have, the first name I have here is different from the one I have in my database. They don't necessarily need to be the same.
Remove the comma
Equals
and
to
Comma.
equals
first
to.
name. Let me put comma here. First. Let me check. Let me just copy.
Paste.
Okay, it's giving me though, but okay. First name that we use, not first. So let's change it, please. So I'm actually using at first, not knowing that it's fixed. Okay, first name. So last name, I put comma here,
Equals to last name.
equals to
Last
last
name.
name. Then this row, supposed to be equals
Student
to
type
row,
equals to row.
but we can't do that because we will do that later. Because let's do something now. When you come here, we have the rule, right? Right? We have the rule, which is this, and we are not getting it in our front end. So when it comes to our front end, oh, but let's try to let's complete this code. So let's just use rule now. But let's just use rule for now. But remember, the rule is not there yet. So um, so let's put comma here.
Comma.
All right. So what I'm saying here is that, so who can tell us how to fix this, because it's actually a collective. How do we get this from the database? Remember, how do we get it from the database? Because we are not going to use this. We are getting it from the database directly. So who can tell us how to get this rule so that we can pass in here and get our rule? So who can tell us how to get this
So far,
from here? Let's think. So everybody, not only the guy. So let's go, guys. Make me proud. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, the guy,
scroll down. Sir?
Chidimaya, now let's tell me what to do.
Scroll down first. Scroll
Okay,
down here from the model. I want to say something.
okay.
Wait. So far is the choice.
Uh,
Their choice. We can get it from the student. So far it's linked to the student as well. So we have to call on the student object in the then. No, it won't work like that.
let's think, let's think. We can think.
Um, so far this is coming from the model. We can make use of the choices now.
So
So far is the
how
choice.
do we do it?
Go back to our view. Let me just try that sheet first.
Because
See if it's
remember,
going to work.
it's our user that will have access to it, not us.
Yeah, I know. So instead of from the post, it won't be from the post. Because I think class can support both post and get
Yes,
at the same time. So we have to create the get first.
get.
Mm,
Remember that.
we have to create.
Remember that we don't have access to any templates here to render.
Oh, that's true.
So how do
But
we
we
do
have access in the other template now. And yes, now we have access in the template already.
it? Where?
In other view,
Which view?
scroll up. I think we're having profile view or something. The student list. The student list, we have access to it,
Okay, the
which
student
is
list.
already in.
Where is
Yes,
it?
which is already in the template already, so
Okay, the home now. I talking about the home, right? The home view.
yes,
Okay, mean this one. Yeah.
yes. From this one, we can at least
Okay, how
Send
do
that
we
to
do
the
it?
template.
How do we do it?
That is another thing, but I know from here we can get it.
So how do we do it?
Mm. So we have to do it in the template now. So far, we have already sent something as a context to the template.
So how do we do it?
Let's go to template first now.
Okay, we'll do it on the template. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go. All right. Oh, yeah. So look at the place here. You are where?
Let me see how we loop. Let me see how we loop through the template.
Huh?
Let me see how we loop through the template. So
Okay. Look at it.
okay.
It's only the guy that is here. It's only the guy and Chidema will be taking in this class. So I don't understand if everybody's just there.
Let's go
Hello?
back to that place first.
Where? Go back to where?
Where we are fixing our choices.
Remember, the loop did not reach you. The loop ends for you. The loop ends somewhere up here.
We don't need the loop. We need the context itself, which is students, I guess.
Okay. Look at where we are.
So the choices, I think, the value should be. We can choose the choices now. Let's loop through the student dots. I think what we are having. What's the name in the template in the model again? That we're having our choices.
Whose name? You mean this name? This
Student,
this name? Students. This one?
I'm not talking about that is student. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the model itself.
Okay, the model.
student type.
Student type now. Look at it here. Student underscore type.
Yeah, we can look through the types you have. So
How
far
do
as
we do it?
choices, then we
How
can
do we
pass
do
it.
it? Tell us.
That I don't know. I just want to, gamble. So after the select from ID, let's look through the
Call another
student
person
dots.
now. You're not the only person. Call another person.
Ah,
Temple run.
who am I? Who am I to call?
Anybody at all. Call the names.
They are here now. They can just contribute.
Oh yeah,
They
okay.
can contribute in
Everybody,
the name.
unmute yourself. Uh, I will end the class and give this as an assignment. So I want a more.
No problem. We'll do it.
So if you want me to give it an assignment, indicate.
No, no problem. Give us as an assignment. You go and sort it out.
If you want me to give it an assignment, indicate. Match, I'm a see how many people they indicate.
Me.
How many persons they indicate? Only one person. If you don't want to indicate, if you don't want to indicate, one person don't win, no, give them assignment. If you don't want this assignment, una get friends. Assignment. You don't want assignment. Olusegun, you dey here, you don't want to talk. Dey here. Okay. So let's finish up at least. Let's just finish up. So that we have an assignment to give tonight, but that's not part of our assignment. So see as engineer you must think. If you never start to think, you never start. Now, of course, the guy make an attempt, but with that, he need to do more work. He make an attempt that yes, we are having our template. The template, our form is actually inside here, right? So that is where our form is. And if we want to pass anything in any dynamic content in our what's the name? In our home, in our template, we need to do it correctly from here. So it's actually very important things to do. We can what we can do is we'll come here, this plate we are importing, then the student tab is not inside the student model. It's not an instance of the student model. Look at it, it's on its own. is at the top. So he does his own. Are you getting me? It's not in an instant of the student model. So you are seeing you are wrong when you are seen as an instant of the student model. So we are going to import this. We are going to import this. It's not even inside their database. So we are going to import this. So when we import it, what we are going to do is to come here. So I can decide to pass in something here. I say student rank, right?
Choice.
Student,
Road.
Student type.
student. Let me use rank. Anything. Student rank.
Good.
Hmm? Then we pass in what we imported, which is this man here. So what we need to do is that because we have to go back to our template, go back to our template to loop into the the value and what's they calling to loop into the value, which is
The choices.
the choices. So we have to loop into this. This is the value and this is the label. So this one is the one entering into the database, and this is the one user are seeing, right? Right?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
So we
Yes.
have to loop into
Yeah.
it. Uh, so just like we have dictionaries, we want to loop into dictionary, you have keys and value, right? Right? Eh?
Yes.
So let's do it. Um, copy this rank and come here. Say, so we have to loop into this. Say for passing this. Let's say for type. Hmm? For type in what? In this.
Rank.
Exactly. So take this out, then put it here. Let me remove everything and then I will left with one alone. So for type, I can say for uh,
Rank.
not only
For,
rank, value,
for,
comma,
And before road.
value and
Label. Use
label.
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 Exactly. Let's that. Le okay, label. So remember this label, we're not getting it from anywhere. May not be like say now because of we get label. Now here, anywhere. You're not getting it from it. Oh, they are giving us
They are
this
just
label already.
variable.
Uh that's been label there, be label. All right. So we are doing for let me change this to Django. So we are doing for label, for value and label in what? In student. So let's go and reload and see what's going to happen.
There is no added in.
So when they come here, we are going to have how many numbers of this thing that we have. Have you seen it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let's come here and here we're going to pass in Django template value. Then you are going to pass in label. Label. All right. So we are good. All right. So can see we have it here. Hmm? So
Okay.
we have it here. All right. So now let move ahead. What next are we going to do?
We have to correct our view because we push it or something else earlier.
Huh?
That row.
What rule?
Okay. Okay. We've changed it.
So that is all we need to do. Then let's confirm the name that we're passing here is the same with okay passing rule. Uh, let's check it in our view.
It's the
We're
same thing.
passing rule. Okay,
It's the
it's
same thing.
okay. You can confirm if it's working. So let's try to register a comrade to our ecosystem. So click on submit. Then you can see username field is what is required, right? All right. So if you put username and put let's say a username that already exists, admin, you can see created. We don't have admin there, so we also need to validate the rule. Because the rule must be selected. So let me copy this and then I come down here. I will say rule. I can say rule field. Rule field is required. So and it's created something for us. So let's come down here. You can see what have been created, right? We don't have source. We don't have anything. You can delete, right? So let's come back here and try to submit. So the same is created. We are using the same username. Okay, no, I've deleted. Okay, let's try to use the same username and create. So you can see username already what checking, right? So let's put another one here. You can see created, right? So that is how we can create. We have not been added in any cohort. So that's how we can create no picture, no image, right? So let's elaborate this more. All right. So you can do the next one on it, but I feel that that's how you can create. Now let's expand this code, right? I like expanding my code. Let's expand this code more, right? And then expand our code more. You can see you understand how to create, right? How to create, understand you can create. So any question with respect to this create and what we've done so far, any question of the day, hit me. All right, we're moving to 1 o'clock. Gradually moving to the next stage. The next few minutes,
Hello, sir.
you'll jump into 14th of
Hello, sir.
November, 2024.
Hello, hello, sir.
And so we'll take celebrate
I have
this
a
month.
question.
Huh?
I have a question.
Okay.
Earlier, you talked about validating our username if it
Yes.
already exists, and at the same time, I think can we validate more than just one area of the model at a go, as in to check if the username is already exist, and at the same time, as the same role with the username if somebody has already taken that position.
What do you mean by rule?
I'm talking about the choices we have. That is the student type. Let's assume the first user we created is Skyline.
You can do it now
Skyline.
because you are not giving only one user a role because there are different cohort leaders there. We don't have
Okay.
one. If you're having one cohort leader, then we will do all those roles. They are different
All
cohort
right.
leaders. You understand? But however,
I've
if you
got
feel
that.
that it's wise for you to do it, you can do it on your own code,
All
not
right.
on my own code. It's unprofessional because you cannot be giving unless you can check. You can use president. You know that okay, we have one president. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Yes, you have one president. Then that one president, you can decide to you don't want any other oh my god you don't want any other person to what's that called it to take that role.
Have that position.
So you can help us and do it. You are the boss. Huh?
Got that.
Huh?
I've got that. Thank you.
But I see you can help us and do it. Say you got that. Now you tell us now we do not get choice.
Are we doing it on this one, or we doing it whenever you needed it?
We'll do it on this one.
But you said it's not compulsory. So
No, it's
why going
compulsory.
through that stress? Okay. So let's do it then.
Huh?
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. But the boss. Let's fire down.
So we can make use of if statements few as we have it in the line 25
Okay. All right.
that we check if students dot object dot filter then the username and the username.
Oh yeah. Tell me. If students, like the student, the model for student, Abi.
Yes, I think that is where we are having the rules.
Uh. Okay. If what?
Dot, if student dot object dot filter then we are passing the rules equals to the rules for the
If student.
we are getting
If
from the
student dot
dot object
dot object dot filter.
dot filter
Uh huh.
then we are passing the rules from the model.
Which role? Okay. Student type, right?
That is yes from the model.
This one, right?
No, not this one. The
This.
type of the specific students. Yes, yes.
What the heck?
Student type.
Oh, okay. Wasn't this?
What is happening?
Come, just hold on.
Press.
I'm coming. Coming.
Okay.
No, verse. I will start to pass some questions. Okay, let's go. Okay. Filter. Oh, that one.
Then
Mm-hmm.
equals to equals to
Equals to. Mm-hmm.
equals to then the rows we are getting from the template. Let me check how you put it here.
Which
I
row be
think
that?
it's
What
row.
row?
Scroll up, sir. Yeah, this one row
Mm-hmm.
in our view. Yes. Then we paste it down there.
Mm-hmm.
Dot exist. Then we have to return entity response.
What are we returning?
We
That
can
means
return
what
entity
you are
response
doing here
now.
now, there's no user that no user can add any row now. If user have choose a particular row, there's no user can add row. That's what it means.
That is what I'm saying already.
So the one I say you should do is that if the president have already been taken, nobody should take it.
And then we can check for the okay. Then it will be equals to president
Yeah.
instead of this. Then we have to check if students have already gotten that president position.
They do
So
or
let
do
me
it
think
now.
on.
Do it.
Okay. student visitor and then student ID. We are checking a specific ID. We have to get the ID. Data.
The ID of who?
I'm coming. I'm coming. I want to check of the ways of going about it. Then after get so let's do it like this.
Mr.
Let's do
The
it like
guy.
this.
Did write
Uh,
it down. So write it as an assignment for on Monday, submission for Monday. Now, all students are
personal
required.
assignment.
Yes, all students are required to check if when registering, if the role of the president has already been taken, they should not allow them, and they choose the president, they should not allow them to add president as their role. If deputy president role has been taken, you should not allow them to add deputy president as their role. They are required to submit the assignment on Monday during presentation.
All right, sir.
Okay, couple with other ones they already have. They will not
All right.
waste time. We have a lot of things to cover up. Okay, so
No one.
what we are going to do next, hmm, uh, we are going to create profile, right? So we need to update our, we need to update this man. And remember, profile has something like, okay, let's quickly check the profile. So in the profile, let's start with the profile first. Then we'll now expand the code. So I'm going to go to my this, and then here I'm going to have, let's go to profile. Within profile, so inside profile we have by about, hmm? So we need to do that. We need to do that. Do that. Do that.
You have profile picture, date of date join
So let's add
booking.
that in our HTML. So next is, let me just copy. Let me just copy this. I'll just copy this motherfucker. So I have, so I should have, here I'm going to have about, hmm? Then also going to have, so name value uh, will be about, then placeholder is about. So we are going to use test area. Sorry, this is going to be a test area. Going to be a text. Let me change this to HTML. So that nigga is going to be a test area. Ah, check yourself now. Okay, that's going to be a test area. So inside that test area, we're also going to I'm going to close it. So in the test area, we don't have placeholder in test area. Let's get rid of this. Think in test area we have, rule, right? Rules like 5. Hmm? Rule 5 about us. So let's close the text area. Close it. So let's check that, because I don't know if we did it well. Okay. Let's see. Let me reduce it to more. Like 3. So, all right. So, next one we are looking at here is let's check. Date of birth, right? Date of birth. Date of birth. So you have that date of birth here. I am copying this. So that bios, they'll fuck him up here. So yeah, we'll move this thing to dates. Dates. Then so we're going to passing dates here. We're passing dates. So the placeholder. Let me make it more dates of birth. DOP. DOP. Date of birth. All right. So the
So
next
I
one.
work on the IDs too, ID and the
No,
for the
ID. I don't
label
need
and
ID.
the
It's not necessary. It's not necessary.
style.
It's not necessary.
You have been saying
The
professional
label,
this morning, sir.
what about the label? The label too. You didn't change the label.
So address. Okay,
Yes,
I've
now
checked the
that's what
address.
I said.
You mean the logo, the label? Okay.
Yes.
So so we're not started using ID now. We'll use ID later when we start working with JavaScript. We're not using ID now.
No, sir. I said the label and the ID that connects the input and the label
Okay,
We
okay.
for
don't
and
use
then the
ID.
ID. That's
So this one is address.
I'm not saying with
The address I'm going to use test area 2. So I have um I feel that we just put on update is there to update all this. So address 2. So let's check another one again. Rating and profile picture.
This joy.
Yes, rating. So rating I'm going to use number. No. To use number. Okay. Then rating. Um. Then the courses.
Cause this is not a news model.
That's program.
That's program now. We
Continue.
are creating everything at once now, or should we leave it?
Okay. Continue. Just create everything at once.
Let's create profile. Profile first.
Profile picture, then date
Then we
join.
move to
Yeah,
program. Program. What we need in program? Just
the courses. Only
courses. That's all. That's all.
Shegun, take join is automatic. He doesn't
Eh?
need it there.
Eh?
I'm talking to Shegun that date join is automatic. You don't need it in the front end.
Yeah.
what?
Date join is automatic, so it doesn't need it in the front end.
So then for profile, I'm
Okay.
going to copy this motherfucker. We have to write more code this time around. I will don't get confusing ourselves. Profile pics. All right. We have file. So the name will be profile. But let's check our front end. Our front end don't long by now. It don't long like Tinubu. Don't long well. See what I'm telling you? Very long it. So let me also reduce this to this is two. All right. Okay. So so let's add the course. Add the course, the program, so that okay, I'll just give you guys program as an assignment. Okay, you are going to go add program and cohort. So the cohort should when you are creating an account, they should ask you for the cohort. All right. So you are required to create the cohort and add. Assignment number 2. Okay. The guy.
I'm with you.
During creating of this, they should add the cohort and the program as well. The course
Okay.
as well. So I have to just let me finish this and then I'm tired though.
You said it's 3 o'clock, sir.
You go fit there till 3 o'clock. We'll try.
Are you?
No, nothing to try, sir.
Don't try it out. Chidima
Oh,
is going to
let's
meeting.
shut that. Can we shut down? Should we fire that?
Chidima is going to meeting. This is
Sir,
fake.
sir,
Let's
let's finish
shut
this.
down, no. Let's shut down, I beg. Let's shut down.
Who is that
Let's
Now
guy?
go
you,
and
Let's
now
fire
you go
let's go and
check.
assimilate the
Let,
ones that we.
let's vote,
let's
let's
finish
vote,
the
let's
two.
vote, let's vote.
Let's finish this.
Now you go
Yeah,
shut down. Me, I no go
Let's
yeah,
shut down.
let's shut
like,
down, no. Let's
If you
shut
want
down,
not to
I
shut down,
beg.
raise up your hand.
Come again, sir.
If you want not to shut down, raise up your hand.
let's
If I
finish the
want
two.
you to
Then
shut down,
Okay, if you
we are
want us to
not
sir,
shut down,
shutting
raise
down.
your hand. If you people raise your name
guys,
later. Only one person want us to shut down. Okay. If you don't want us to shut down, raise up your hand.
we don't want. We are not shutting down. Let's go till
1,
o'clock.
2, 3. The 3 have it. Bang, bang. Let's fire down.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go there.
Now
You
don't.
should have asked how many we dey here. Now
Huh?
6 we dey.
Huh?
Now 6 we dey. We are not many. Now 6 we dey. We are not many.
You did not vote now, so why you can't talk?
I
Let's
know
start
like
again.
I
Sir,
I
Let's
didn't hear
start
what
again.
you said. I
Let's
didn't
If
hear
you
start
what
want
you
again.
if
said
you
that
want us
time.
to shut down for the day, raise up their hand down, continue next class on Saturday. Only one person, 2, 3. The guy want us to shut down.
yes, I'm considering. There are some most of my cohort members. They are still lagging behind. So I want them to just, to use that opportunity to meet up so that we
The guy,
won't
I'll
just
bribe
be.
you. I'll bribe you. Bring down your hand. Chidema, I'll bribe you. Bring down your hand. Yes, that's nice. Chidema, yes. Yes. You only have 2 people that are going for the vote. Hey, Chima, you're betraying my love, my chest.
You, you won't go meeting. They don't they call her things.
Hey, Jeff, people like Jeff, they class.